Hey guys, we have a pretty Mercury dominant day going on today. First of all week until the 10th, we are building into a Mercury Pluto conjunction in the sky. This is the last Mercury Pluto conjunction that's going to happen in the sign of Capricorn for the next 240 years. So this week, we're really actually culminating a cycle that has been ongoing over the course of the past 20 years in terms of the way that our mind is working, what we're focused on, how we're understanding things, how we're perceiving things, and what we're thinking about specifically in regards to these Capricorn themes: authority, leadership, government, control, restriction, rules, responsibilities. We are on the verge of going through a pretty profound mental transformation, and that is some energy that is building this week. It's very strong today. We have a Virgo moon going on today. Virgo is, of course, ruled by the planet Mercury. The moon in Virgo will also be forming a trine to the planet Mercury in a conjunction with Pluto today. So, by the moon's placement in the sign ruled by Mercury, aspecting Mercury while Mercury is in a conjunction to Pluto, major emphasis, okay, on perhaps some very intensified mental activity going on and building through the rest of the week. We also, though, today have the moon in Virgo forming an opposition to Neptune in Pisces. This could be clouding our judgment a little bit. This could be sort of creating a very thin line between fantasy and reality, fact and fiction. But we do have some really positive vibes coming in on like a whole nother note of things. Venus is going to be forming a sextile to Uranus and her sign of Taurus today. This is an aspect that could have us like coming face to face with some unexpected gifts or like compliments or pleasantries or like some surprises in love and money that are actually positive and beneficial somehow. So we've got a little dose of magic sprinkled in today too. Let's get into this chart, you guys. Let's break down this energy. Let's see how all of this is coming together for us in a little bit more detail and what it might mean for us on our trajectory through life today. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day. If you stick with me till the end of this report, we are also going to be looking at a collective tarot reading I have done for all of us today, just because I like to tap the field for more than one modality when we're reading energy, just to get a more well-rounded overview, see from a couple different energetic angles what's playing out for us. So we're going to do that as well. We're starting with the astrology. Easing tensions, but intensified mental energy. That's the vibe. That's kind of like how I feel like this whole tapestry is weaving together for us today. On one hand, we do have these two big squares that we have had ongoing in the sky over the past couple days that were very representative of our full moon in Leo energy separating. We have a 4-degree orb now between the sun at 20 Aquarius today, Uranus at 16 Taurus. They were in almost an exact square for our full moon in Leo, a square for the 2 days building into the full moon in Leo energy, and we are finally getting a break from this energy now, and these planets are moving away. And this electrified tension, okay, is starting to dissipate a little bit. Things are starting to settle on like that very high, like electrified vibrational frequency type feeling. So you should have a little bit easier time like sleeping and relaxing and maybe like getting back into the flow of a routine or something like that. That Sun square Uranus probably had us all sort of like off our normal schedule, maybe off of our normal routine of things, having to do some like more unusual things or to like do something that was just like out of alignment with our typical schedules and routines. So we're probably like getting back on track a bit as we head towards the middle and the end of this week. Now that this energy is separating, also the Venus-Mars square that was also exact for that full moon in Leo is separating as well. So tensions and relationships should also be sort of like simmering down a little bit. Deflating maybe from what could have been some pretty tense times over this past couple of days. But now we're moving into this intensified mental activity that I've been talking about. If you guys watched my overview for the whole month of February, I was talking about how this second week of February is really characterized by this Mercury-Pluto energy that's building all week. This is a quick transit. Mercury and Pluto are only going to be in exact alignment for, a brief period of time because Mercury moves so quickly, but it's just like Mercury is such a personalized planet and it rules our thought processes and the information and the media, and just like it's very relevant in terms of like our daily experience. And so with this particular planet building all week into this alignment with Pluto, and like I said, because it's happening in the very, very, very last tail end degrees of the sign of Capricorn, like this is on one hand culminating a 20-year cycle of Mercury's transit through, of Pluto's transit through the sign of Capricorn. And each Mercury-Pluto conjunction that we've had throughout this past period of time has been in the sign of Capricorn, of course, because that's where Pluto was. So when we were having this just intensified mental energy, these powerful mental transformations, this focus and intensity that Pluto and Mercury bring when they're together, it's been geared more along the lines of the Capricorn themes and stuff like that. But now that we're on one hand transitioning into the age of Aquarius, and simultaneous to that, Pluto is about to enter the sign of Aquarius for his 20-year transit through the sign of Aquarius, this Mercury-Pluto conjunction that's building right now is the last culminating dose of Mercury-Pluto together in the sign of Capricorn. The transition, the ending of one thing, the transition into something else, and a whole new way of interacting with mental energy, essentially going forward, moving into this Aquarian energy that is coming up. So this is going to put, top of mind focus themes in the news, in the headlines, what we're talking about, what we're thinking about, just what is occupying our mind. Mercury and Pluto together, you guys, this is penetrating insight, okay? This is X-ray vision into something. It's also like an obsessive focus and drive to figure something out, to get to the core, to get to the root. Pluto is purge, purification, regeneration, transformation, rebirth. So when we add that and when we apply that to the sign of Capricorn and being in the very end of Capricorn, this is some type of secrets revealed in terms of authority or government, penetrating insight, X-ray vision into what's been going on behind the scenes in leadership, in authority, in rulership, in management. It also has to behind closed doors as well. Like it has to do with what's been hiding under the surface, what's been going on behind the scenes, abuses, like I said, abuses of power, corruption, in terms of these controllers, these regulators, these management classes, and the authority situation, leadership, all of that. Anywhere where it's been toxic in any way. We're talking about Pluto, we're talking about the Lord of the Underworld. Like this is where the mental focus is. And because we are at the very end of this sign, it's wrapping things up. It's time to tie this one up in a bow and move into this new mental resonance that's coming at us. But it's like we can't do that until we have discovered all the secrets, until we've seen the inner workings, until we've, seen behind the curtain and like peered into it. And we can go through this purge and this regeneration and this release and this transformation and this rebirth in the way that we are relating to our perception, our mindset, our understanding of authority generally, rules, regulations, control, limitations, self-limiting beliefs as well. Pluto also rules power in all of its forms. So it's like where we have allowed ourselves, where we have surrendered power, where we have abused power, where power has been corrupted, where power has not been, used for like the benefit and the true success and development of anything. It's also organizations, financial institutions, like big business and stuff like that. And the amount of power that like maybe corporations and like I said, like big business or organizations have had and utilized over the masses. Capricorn opposes Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon also rules the collective. It brings up themes of abuses of power in the context of the impact that it's had on the collective of humanity as well. So there is a mentalized focus this week on getting to the end of, resolving, gaining clarity, but it's going to have a transformative effect. It's going to have some type of transformative outcome in terms of the way that or the consequence that whatever we're finding out has. And it's also because of the presence of Mars and Gemini right now, likely to really like have a fire lit under us or cause us to want to take some action. It's like whatever we're finding out, whatever we're discovering, whatever we're peering into, whatever solution is coming to us. This is also a very solution oriented energy. It's like however this is playing out for us, because of Mars and Gemini, it is also inspiring this it's motivating us to act and to do something. Like the Pluto energy, the transformation, the rebirth on this mentalized level is simultaneously the catalyst that is pushing us forward and causing us to act and take risks and go out a new direction and start something new. Because of what's going on in our mind and how our thoughts are wired and stuff like that. At this point in time, with Mars, our action, our behavior, also in the sign of Gemini. It's like these transformations that are happening for us on this mental level are definitely affecting our behavior and our actions and what we're doing as a result of that. So all of these things are sort of tied together for us. And then, of course, today, like I said, we do have this moon in Virgo going on, ruled by Mercury as well, putting an emphasis on what's going on with Mercury, what Mercury is doing, just this intensified mental energy right now, and forming the trine. The moon transiting the end of Virgo today will also be forming a trine to both Mercury and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, Earth sign trine. This is things actually happening. This could be, and trines facilitate things as well. This could be like solutions almost falling into our lap, or a missing piece of information just like all of a sudden coming into context, or some very powerful conversation or interaction or encounter that we're having, opening our eyes to something or revealing something for us that really helps us make a choice or helps us make a decision or clears something up for us. But there is an additional element to the energy that's playing out today, and like I said in my intro, like we may sort of be feeling like we're walking a fine line today between like fantasy and reality, like a little bit unsure maybe, like if this is really happening, like if I can really believe my eyes. And that's because of this moon Neptune influence going on as well. It's like on one hand, there's this major emphasis on like what we're discovering, what we're figuring out, what we're like obsessively focused on right now and getting to the bottom of and solving. But on the other hand, it's like, do I really want to know though? Or like, what I'm learning right now is honestly kind of making me just want to escape reality and like not have to deal with this. There could be some very strong cognitive dissonance, projection, like denial, escapism that's kind of going on today as well. We may not be feeling our best selves today, honestly, overall, with this Virgo moon going on and just the intensity of the mental energy. The Mercury Pluto energy, like it is a very driven energy and it is like a very useful energy, but it's not necessarily an energy that is like making us like feel all that good, especially when we've got the Virgo moon going on as well and in the opposition to Neptune. The moon in the opposition to Neptune, regardless of sign placements, can sometimes bring up like a sense of discouragement or like apathy or just kind of like some low vibes or feeling down, especially when we're talking about the sign of Virgo. This can make us self-critical and judgmental and kind of hard on ourselves and others anyways. With Venus and Mars in the square, this could definitely be a thing as well. But, and then with Neptune in the sign of Pisces, this could really be just like disillusioned or disappointed with kind of the ongoing state of current reality right now, the ongoing state of things, and maybe kind of wanting to just like run away from it all, not deal with things, hide from things, just sort of like avoid it. Also, this is letting us know that our judgment is a bit clouded today, that any of these feelings that are coming up for us, like that's not necessarily the truth. Like if we are feeling like a sense of maybe like personalized like weakness or lack of potency or lack of capability, or in like more of a victim state, or like we just like can't do it, or we're like sort of doubting ourselves or something, like this energy is definitely going to pass. And it's best to tell ourselves that like this is the illusion, this is not the reality, and we will rediscover the reality when the moon leaves the opposition to Neptune, leaves the sign of Virgo, heads into the sign of Libra, and kicks up some more of this air energy, this thought mind energy that we're going to have coming in over this next couple of of days. But yeah, it could just be bringing a sense of confusion today, like of my purpose. Like, is this real? Can I believe my eyes? Like, can I trust myself as well? It could also really be bringing up some themes of whether or not we can trust a situation, a person, ourselves in a given situation. But again, there may be this simultaneous compulsion going on to speak to someone, to communicate something, to handle some type of business that we've been avoiding, also, maybe, or procrastinating. This is also that energy where, like, things that we have been procrastinating doing, but that are important, may all of a sudden we may feel like, I got to get this done. Like, I got to get this done now. And just sort of like, we need to clear everything else out of our schedule and like get something done that we feel like is just like important for one reason or other, or that's just hitting us on a deep level. Or this is also like, this is a very psychic energy. That's something that, like, I feel like the Mercury Pluto doesn't necessarily get enough credit for, is the level of psychic perceptiveness that it also allows for, because it's just this, and it's an extremely intense and powerful mind. It's almost like there's a fusion between the psychic energy and the gut instincts and the intuitive urges and the mentalized energy in the mind. So if there is like an intuition that is coming through in this energy, we are much more likely to be like cognitively driven, mentally driven to execute on whatever that urge is. And it's probably important if it's coming up in this energy now. So, people I feel like are going to be sort of like laser vision focused maybe on getting whatever they feel like is very important or necessary done over this next couple days, done, and not looking to distractions and stuff like that. With Mercury in the conjunction to Pluto, this can be also important business in the sign of Capricorn that we like really need to complete as well in order to get an answer about something. Maybe it's just like messages, communicating, interacting. This is all intertwined in the intensity of this vibes. It's this compulsion or this obsession or this deep urge or need to figure something out, to solve a problem, to get to the root of something, to convey a message, or to get something done. The sun is at 20 degrees of Aquarius today as this energy is coming in. That Sabian symbol is a large white dove bearing a message. And so even this is talking about, first of all, we're talking about the bird symbolism, right? Like the large white dove. This is the air element. This is the ideas, the thoughts, the mind, the communication spreading through the airwaves, frequency-based communication. And then, of course, we're talking about delivering, like verbatim, delivering a message, bearing a message, a large white dove bearing a message. The little birdie told me as well, messages coming through, ideas, like I said, mental energy, communication, delivering messages of peace. Also, it's like maybe, we need to do this in order to feel settled. That's like what I was talking about also with this energy that's sort of like compulsively driving us forward right now. It's like in order to return or to restore the peace or the balance or the harmony or to make us feel better about something. It's like, we've got to accomplish this. We've got to get this message across. We've got to get this communication. Like, we've got to get this rapport established. We've got to get this problem solved. Like, we've got to get this mystery figured out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of thing that seems to be coming through with this. And also with the moon in Virgo today and the sun at that degree, again, the moon in Virgo emphasizing the Mercury energy. Mercury is the messenger planet, with Pluto definitely, and even the Sabian symbol of the sun talking about the birds, the messages, definitely the mind, powerful and transformative messages, conversations, encounters, ideas, explanations, interactions, secrets revealed, gaining a profound awareness, obsessive compulsive thinking and behavior, whatever we are drawn or pulled into mentally this week, also compelling action. And again, like for those of us who have been around for the past, like longer than the past 20 years where this could be relevant, it literally could be closing the chapter on something that started 20 years ago, or a transformation that began to happen 20 years ago, or like sort of like a realization or just a mentalized shift or a gaining of awareness that began 20 years ago could really just be coming to full fruition right now or something. But this could are like, even like, it's like all the Mercury stuff, like transactions, it's even like partnerships and stuff like that that have been going on for 20 years or so. Like, this is culminating a 20-year cycle related to our mind, related to our communication. This could have to do with siblings as well. Mercury also rules specifically younger siblings. But our mind, communication, thoughts, what we've learned, this could be, something we started learning 20 years ago. Maybe we are gaining a full breadth of mastery in that subject or something now, or maybe it's like coming full circle in some type of a way, but definitely wrapping up a 20-year process of this energy. And it's just like the most intense right now, too. And, Mercury and Pluto is also always a very intense energy, but specifically just at this, 29th, like the coming into the last degrees of the sign of Capricorn. This could be intense. Also, like I said, the moon and Neptune, we could feel disoriented. We could feel confused, disappointed, down, generally sort of low vibe, victimized, let down, or like we want to escape from reality, escape from the truth that we may be discovering as well. People could be a bit avoidant and dismissive also of facts, truth, reality with this, choosing to disassociate and engage in projection or cognitive dissonance rather than have to maybe face some of the things that are coming up right now that are honestly sort of like unavoidable though as well. Hard time differentiating fact from fiction definitely could be something that's sort of like plaguing us in the vibe today, though. Reality, fantasy, just because of the way that this Neptune, Virgo, Pisces, moon stuff is coming together as well. Let's talk about the last aspect, though, today that we have really playing out. And this is sort of just like a little curveball off to the side over there, but it is, I feel like, sprinkling some magic over our day today. Venus is going to be coming into an exact sextile aspect with Uranus in her sign of Taurus. This is beautiful to me for a couple different reasons. On one hand, first of all, Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. This is just generally like good, actually, for love and for money. I mean, Venus has been in the square with Mars and Gemini. That has been a little I don't know, a little touchy here and there maybe, but now that the square is moving away, this is actually a very good placement for Venus. This is a positive indication in terms of relationships and financial endeavors and stuff like that. And today, with her in her exaltation in the sign of Pisces, she's coming into an exact sextile, which is a positive, facilitating, assisting aspect with Uranus in the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. And Uranus brings shocks and surprises, sets things right, but it can just generally like spice things up a little bit or bring a level of like excitement or just an unexpected nature to things generally. And a lot of times that has a tendency of sort of like disrupting comfort and not being the most fun or pleasant experience. But because of all of the positive Venus oriented nature and Venus being one of the benefic planets, I feel like this is some positive surprises going on that could just be like randomly, spontaneously happening today. Positive surprises in love, money, and relationship dynamics, beneficial changes in relationships and financial dynamics just sort of happening out of nowhere, or just like a surprisingly good time with friends, or like unexpectedly getting together with someone or running into someone that you like really enjoy and having like a really good or pleasant time. A great like random purchase that you make, or like getting just like a spontaneous like unexpected gift or compliment that we just like absolutely love and makes our day, or an unexpected just like good time showing up out of nowhere. Just like all of the more positive traits and tendencies of the Venus energy, like so good social relations, like having a good time with friends, or like spending some money on something that makes us really happy, or kind of like indulging in some type of like self-care or something like that, or a shopping spree, or like I said, like a compliment, or just like having just like a really nice time at something that was like unexpected, or somebody just like showing up and like randomly giving you a little bit of gift. This is the type of thing that we can expect when we have Venus in the sextile while she's exalted to Uranus in her sign, and just like this positive energy. So there could be some just random positive thing that happens today that makes you feel good in one way or another. And that's always like an awesome thing to see in the chart, especially when we are dealing with so much intensity and so much just Uranus energy generally that can always, like I said, like it has a tendency of disrupting the comfort zone usually. But I feel like today it's supporting the comfort zone and just sort of like helping us out a little bit. So something to look forward to. And if anything like that like happens for you today, I would think that that is a result of this Uranus Venus energy coming through. So that's what I have to say for the astrology today, you guys. Mainly this Mercury Pluto influence going on. It's being like triggered, activated a couple different ways today. Again, Moon and Virgo doing that, the conjunction to Pluto itself doing that, the trine from Virgo to Capricorn, Moon doing that. Could also feel just like a little disoriented, low vibe because of this opposition to Neptune. Maybe wanting to escape reality. This is not a good day to like engage in any, like you want to be careful with like using like drugs or alcohol to sort of like escape reality or escape your problems today, because especially, you know, in this Moon opposition Neptune energy, that is probably only going to like exacerbate the issue. So something to watch out for in terms of that as well. But other than that, you know, we do have this very pretty aspect, the the Venus Uranus sextile, that should be doing at least a little something nice for us today. So that being said, let's move on now. Let's talk about these tarot cards for a minute. This is also, you know, talking about essentially the messages coming out today. The fact that we may be having a little bit of difficulty making some choices right now, that is probably a result of perhaps this Neptune influence, maybe clouding our judgment a little bit, maybe disorienting us, maybe confusing us a little bit in our progress. You know, should I stay or should I go type of energy coming through. We may be kind of questioning maybe some decisions that we have made. But honestly, like the ability to manifest our goals and you know, successfully develop whatever we're trying to bring into fruition right now, and to make, you know, whatever our manifestations and our dreams come true. It really has everything to do with our ability to put one step in front of the other, embrace like slow, gradual progress and patience, and be prepared for the transformation that we need to go through in order to get to this next level of ourselves. Okay, the first card that we had coming out of the deck today is the Ten of Pentacles, which is talking about the completion of our goals and the development of our potential, and where we are headed ultimately at the end if we are following our path in alignment with, you know, our personal truth and self-actualization and discovering our purpose. Like the Ten of Pentacles is everything in order, and that the abundant lifestyle and the family connections and the commitments and just the abundance and the value. Like look at all of these gold coins. It's the happy family, it's the happy home life, and it's the productive and successful business life. It's sort of like all the way around having achieved, you know, our own personal interpretation of fulfillment, okay, materially and relationally, emotionally. It's the life of abundance, or the completion of our goals, or just making our dreams come true, essentially. The next card that we had coming out is the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Wands. After that, we had the Death card. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles, or I mean, not the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, okay? So to me, the Seven of Cups as the backdrop is talking about this Neptune influence today that could be sort of clouding our judgment a little bit, sort of putting us in a place maybe where we are questioning whether or not we can trust ourselves, whether we're maybe overwhelmed by the potentials and the possibilities and the options and the choices at this point in time, maybe like not knowing what we should do, maybe coming from a place where we felt like quite sure of what we want to do, but maybe like questioning that in this energy today, and that kind of like holding back or slowing down our progress, or like debilitating our inspiration and desire to move forward maybe at this point of time. But with the reading opening, you know, with this 10 of Pentacles, like this sort of is the focus, like this sort of is the trajectory. Now it's talking about the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight. This does require endurance. It does require patience, but it is, like I said, like one foot in front of the other, like building it solidly though. Like it's built, whatever we're building, whatever we're working towards, it's being built on a sturdy foundation that is done right, that is not going to be flimsy, that is not going to blow over with a strong gust of breeze, that is not going to turn into a house of cards that collapses when we turn our back or aren't paying attention to it. Like it is talking about like whatever we're working towards, whatever we're becoming, whatever our goals are, whatever we're working to manifest right now, we need to be doing it in like a slow, diligent, focused, patient way. And that is the way, you know, essentially forward right now. With the cards coming out after that, with the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Wands, these two cards actually came out together. And I feel like this is sort of being represented by this Seven of Cups energy on the back of the deck. It's like we have this burning, you know, desire or this inspiration that might be coming to us, or maybe that has hit us lately, or, you know, these good ideas, or just the being inspired by a new potential or a new opportunity that might have come to us recently. But, you know, in this energy today with the Seven of Cups on the back of the deck and the Eight of Cups in reverse, you know, it's like it would require us to maybe turn our back on something or to walk away from something. And maybe in this energy today, we're sort of not feeling comfortable with that, or maybe we're like questioning a little bit. And it's sort of, again, like I said, like this, should I stay or should I go energy? Like maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I was misunderstanding, or maybe it's not truly in my best interest to, you know, move on from something or to walk away from something. Maybe that is not the best choice to make. Maybe that is not the best action to take. Maybe I don't want to have to face that. But, you know, death is coming out, and it doesn't mean literal death. It means a transformation, a change, so that a rebirth can go on to bring us to this point of this Ten of Pentacles energy. It's saying, you know, in order to find that inspiration, like we really do need to cut ourselves free or detach from what hasn't been serving us on an emotional level. And again, like I feel like today, the reading is sort of just describing what the Neptune influence might be doing. Again, it might, this also like this Eight of Cups energy and this in reverse energy and this Ace of Wands energy. It's like this inspiration, or, you know, the motivation being a bit held back by our inability maybe to like see things clearly, I guess, in the energy today. Just a lack of clarity is maybe making us feel a bit held back, or keeping us maybe in a state of stasis. But at the end of the day, you know, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we've got the transformation card, the death card. So in order to get to the gold, right, in order to get our prize at the end, we are engaged right now in this process, this slower process of forward movement. We are building, we are moving step by step. We are not trying to rush anything, but we are also, you know, we know that what we are moving towards requires a major transformation in order to get to the final like palace or the beautiful outcome wherever we're trying to go at the end of the day. But, you know, it's coming. The first card that we had come out was this Ten of Pentacles. So regardless, that's what's on the other side of this rebirth process. It just might not be like an extremely quick and fast process, or we may feel, it's not even that, like we may just feel like it's moving too slow right now than we're like comfortable with. And it just may be making us question whether or not anything's actually happening. Like that could be another part of this energy. Like we could just really be questioning like whether or not what I thought was happening is actually happening, whether or not I thought what is true is actually true, because it just might be, we may perceive it as moving so slow right now at this point in time that like we're wondering, you know, is this really happening? So there's a lot of ways that can go, but generally that's kind of what I feel like it's saying. Let's grab a synchronicity card now. God, Spirit, Universe, what is one piece of advice, guidance that we can use as we're going through this day today? What can benefit us as we, what do we need to know as we are going through this Pluto energy. Great blessings, you guys. It did it again. These synchronicity cards these past couple days, I feel like have been lining up so much with the tarot cards. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles here, which is like dreams coming true, right? That's the first card that came out in the context of this transformation and this slow growth that we're moving towards it. We're the Knight of Pentacles. We're building it. It just may not be happening overnight, and it requires this transformation. And then we have this great blessings card that's coming out. For whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Romans 10:13. Nothing is more powerful than God. Contact God quietly with faith and confidence, and know God is opening a path and solving your problem. With God, nothing is impossible, and great blessings will be yours. So that is what we need to keep in mind today, you guys. Just if something, doesn't seem like it's happening, or if we're questioning things right now, really just falling back on our faith. I feel like kind of just waiting for this energy to pass. Probably not the best day to be making like big, important decisions or commitments, although we do have the Venus-Uranus energy, which is also bringing blessings and could be really lining some nice things up for us today. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like it, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think they would like this kind of content, be interested in this type of astrology as well. Leave me comments, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I seriously appreciate you so much. I love your feedback. I love knowing how these energies are affecting you. Thank you guys so much again for being here. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, an Instagram, some other social stuff in my description box below if you're interested in any of that. I also write like a written blog that I post in the Facebook stuff every day as well. If you also like to read astrology, I post that over there. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We will have another exciting day of astrology to talk about as we inch closer and closer to this Pluto-Mercury conjunction. Tomorrow will be the 9th. We'll be one day out. We're going to also have a moon. The moon will move into Libra tomorrow, like I said. And this will be bringing up this air energy. Actually, vibes are going to shift tremendously tomorrow. The moon is going to be coming into an opposition with Jupiter. So we're going from low vibe today, opposition to Neptune, sort of maybe just wanting to fade away from it all. Tomorrow we're going to be feeling much more inspired, much more alive, much more exuberant and excited about life. So I'll be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will talk to you then, you guys. Have a beautiful day. And until tomorrow, bye.